day and welcome to yet another exciting edition of your favorite tourism broadcast, Tourismus Namibia. My name is Jolien Rest and I'll be your host as we go on a tour around our beautiful country, exploring topics, destinations, as well as getting to the point of this week's tourism news. Let's head right into topics. Now, first up in topics, we will be taking a look at a potential twinning agreement between Keetmanshoop and South Africa's Mossel Bay. Now, the Keetmanshoop and Mossel Bay municipalities discussed a possible twinning agreement that will cover, among other things, local economic development, electricity, information technology, and community services. According to an announcement made by the Mossel Bay municipality in South Africa, once in place, the Memorandum of Understanding between the two municipalities will remain in force for 2 years from the date of signing unless terminated by mutual agreement. The Namibian delegation was shown around top-notch municipal infrastructure and projects, including the desalination plant last week and other treatment works, as well as the Joint Operation and Tusong Service Center. Presentations made by the delegation covered aspects including spatial planning and private sector developments, tourism, and the ever-important local economic development was shown in practice during a walkabout of the municipality's business parks for entrepreneurs and small businesses at Kwano, in Kwanonataba, and De Almeida. A social media post from the Mossel Bay municipality read. The mayor of Keetmanshoop, McDonald Hanser, during the occasion confirmed that his municipality has several similar memoranda of understanding with other municipalities in Namibia. We are thrilled to be here. I am a first-time visitor but have read a lot about your town and the way it is governed. Thank you for being a beacon for local government authorities in South Africa. Others can learn from, Hanser said. The agreement is in its early stages and the parties have not revealed when exactly the agreement would be signed. Next up in topics, we have exciting news in the hunting arena as the Namibian Professional Hunters Association, also known as NAPHA, has been invited to the French Game Show, which will take place from the 14th to the 16th of June. The president of NAPHA, Axel Kramer, said that this is proof of their respected standing in the international hunting community. The French delegation of the International Council for Game and Wildlife Conservation offered NAPHA a substantial exhibition space within the country of Honor Village. It provides an opportunity to promote Namibia's hunting heritage, tourism, art and culture to more than 92,000 visitors, said Kramer. Namibia is considering the invitation to the French Game Fair and has circulated a poll via WhatsApp amongst its members as well as players in the tourism sector to determine the interest. This follows after NAPHA showcased its commitment to environmental conservation and sustainable hunting practices at the recent Jagd und Hund hunting show in 2024 in Dortmund, Germany. Kramer, in collaboration with CRC, delivered an informative presentation where he highlighted the crucial role of regulated hunting in wild conservation, as well as how it supports environmental conservation and the welfare of communal communities of Namibia. He also presented the age-regulated measurement system, a method that promotes the hunting of older game, which ties in with nature conservation and benefits local communities through job creation and the distribution of resources. NAPHA says it effectively counters the misconceptions surrounding trophy hunting and highlights its essential role in conservation and economic development within the country. The next hunting show to be attended by NAPHA members is Die Hohe Jacht und Fischerei, which will take place from February 22nd to 25th in Salzburg, Austria. Last in topics, we will be taking a look and discussing exciting news in the realm of feminism as FlyNamibia last week celebrated its first all-female crew. Now, earlier this week, FlyNamibia celebrated its very first flight with an all-female crew. Captain Elsa Martin and First Officer Lee Rosso, whom Namibia Media Holdings has previously reported on, flew with Yolanda Gavasis as cabin crew. Elsa is an experienced pilot and was appointed captain at FlyNamibia in October last year, becoming their first female captain. Lee Rosso also owns a business that she runs with her friend Belinda Huebes. Their business, Cheekywear, sells swimwear and aims to make women of different sizes and body types feel comfortable in their own skin. It has always been important to us to be inclusive and to ensure that every woman can feel comfortable and beautiful. After we first launched our products, someone sent us a message who was unhappy because the biggest number was an extra large, she said. Do stay tuned for destinations. In the segment of in destinations, we start all the way down south in Ariamsvlei as we visit Jolien's Rest camp. And this is ideal for those traveling between Namibia and South Africa and would like to enjoy a night's stay at a comfortable establishment. Let's take a look.
Headed to or from South Africa via Ariamsvlei. Then Jolien's Rest Camp, located at Farm Roy Ariams, is just the place for you to overnight and enjoy a delicious meal while you're at it. Jolien's Rest Camp is situated in the Karas region, adjacent to the Ariamsvlei border post. It is the halfway point between Johannesburg and Walvis Bay and is ideally suited for an overnight stop for holidaymakers and business travelers alike. The accommodation comprises 4 chalets, one of which is a family unit which has a double bed and a bunk bed, ideal for 2 adults and 2 children. The other chalets are each equipped with 2 single beds and a mattress that can be organized for an additional child on request. Each chalet features a bar fridge, coffee and tea making facilities, air conditioning and an ensuite bathroom fitted with a shower, toilet and basin. The chalets are serviced daily, while guests are also afforded secure parking on the premises. Besides the chalets and campsites, Jolien's also features a restaurant, bar, butchery, bakery and basic groceries where you can buy just about everything you need. Johan and Sarolina Nagel have been praised online for their top-notch service and excellent food. Described by one visitor as heaven tucked away in a starry sky, it was said that the friendly owners and staff go out of their way to make guests feel comfortable.
Certainly a lovely establishment down south. Now we will be coming all the way back to the city as we explore the all-famous and luxurious Windhoek Country Club, located close to the Western Bypass, which is an ideal for staycations, hosting special events, or even just a dinner with friends and family. Let's take a look. Do stay tuned for To The Point. In this segment of To The Point, we have exciting news as the adventure racing team is coming to Namibia. Adventure racing is a multidisciplinary endurance sport that typically involves teams navigating through a series of checkpoints over varied terrain, often in remote or challenging environments. Teams of 4 athletes will race around a 500 kilometer in length around a unique journey including mountain hiking, trail running, and kayaking. The courses are usually kept secret until just before the race begins, adding an element of surprise and strategy. The race is set to kick off in Walvis Bay on the 22nd of May 2024. Event organizer Heidi Miller shares more.
At the start that side, and we'll get the mayor of Moon this side at the closing function. We are going to have there at the waterfront a bit of a flag parade. You can see everybody have raised bibs. Our partners, all the main partners, will obviously feature in front of the bib. And you can see everybody walks with the flag parade. We will invite local school and whoever we can get to make it a nice affair at the waterfront in Walvis Bay on the 26th of May. There's our website, AO World Series. Here I just give you an idea. Obviously this was our finishing line in South Africa. Here the finish will be here at the Delight Hotel. It is a bit of a different venue, so we cannot have like a typical shoot, but we will have a wraparound fence. And as you can see, it's 4 individuals. Now these people might finish 3 o'clock in daytime. That's no problem. The problem is those who finishes at 3 o'clock in the morning. So it's not, we can't have it like an open venue on the beach. We have to have it in a place where now here we can bring them up, conference room, we can spoil them. If it's cold and rainy, we can give them love. We can put out on all the social media groups, people, if you can't sleep at night, come and give these people a high five and a warm blanket and a hug, because obviously, as you can see, to do such a big journey of 500 kilometers over the desert, all the way from the harbour. We give you a little bit here of the route. Please don't share it with anybody, but you can imagine going into Konyakonta side all the way to Spitskoppe and back. Anybody who's doing that is remarkable. So we celebrate, and we are absolutely loving these people, because I promise you, if you're a little bit down, they will inspire you to do more. It's absolutely incredible. And just by the way, most of these people are normal people, not top athletes, normal, inspirational. So the event, in our opinion, is a very positive event. What we also do, we have a big social section to our event. We're in World Champ South Africa. We donated 600 soccer balls to the local sports club, soccer club. So we have every year a development or a community or a clean campaign, and everyone in the world is deciding what they want to do. Up to this point, we always felt to get our children, obviously soccer is such a big thing in Africa, and to get the kids out of their houses and make them active, we donate soccer balls, and we partner there with some partners, and also we go to schools, whatever our partners want, if that is a wish for them and if that is important. So we bring that into the event. Of course, you can see here our philosophy. It is more than only an event. It is to inspire, it is positive, to uplift, to keep it clean and green. We have a lot of international teams. It's simple things, like even water bottles we give to them, we make sure we recycle them. So on all levels of the event, we make sure that we leave no footprint behind, and setting an example actually for all other sporting events of how you can and should host an event to come to an area. Also remember, these people, we come and we always say we are a guest in your area, and we should leave as a guest, because we come, we show it to the world, we want to leave and have just in a positive way. So it's about memories, it's all about love, and there's an impact. What is the impact? Now the only impact we can have is, like we said, the teams are racing. Yes, there are partners and people who are benefiting, but our biggest expenses are media. Our media team, as you all know, it's a live tracking in the media. That is the biggest expense for our event, to show the world out there what is on the ground and what's to offer. So what have we done? We had a similar setting like this in Windhoek as well, with our partners that side. The support, I've seen some people to ask, we need some vehicles, we need obviously our permits, medals, we want local dances at the opening and at the closing. So there's so many things we want to do. If we get funding for this event, we can obviously put this event again on SuperSport. Like Stephen said, actually the channel, the first episode will come out next week, the 22nd of Feb. And it is of course a big event, and that is why we're spreading the news from everybody that we do need partners to help us in some way or other. It might be in kind, it might be financially, it might be for the community project, and all sorts. So everybody who's here today, please go home and spread it with your family and your friends. And you might know somebody that you think can benefit with our event. The media exposure, like we said, is as we partner with people, we do press releases. Follow us on social media. You can see what we do. We put clips out. We put, of course, your logo on the race clips. We put it onto the live tracking site so that they can click and see your place. And of course, we have feedback and reports like any other event before and afterwards. I don't know, and also we have Canal 7. So we had some radio interviews as well. I don't know if some of you listened. I was speaking there again yesterday. It was a lovely exposure. So we tried to get as much exposure as we can. Of course, leader exposure. Now, the greatest thing is because we're part of Air World Series, we have a global support. So it's not only like inland and in Namibia, the exposure obviously goes much bigger around the world. Just to bring everybody under your attention, now in March, we have for the first time ever, there's a Hollywood movie coming up, all about Arthur the King. The name of the movie is Arthur the King. Make sure you watch it. I'm sure it will come out in Namibia. Mark Wahlberg is the main character, or the main actor, the lead role. And it is about a team who raced the world champs. And then a stray dog, followed this team 300-400 kilometers. They couldn't get rid, actually, of this dog, all the way to the finishing line. And he adopted the dog, took the dog back to Sweden, written 2 books, became famous, and they made a Hollywood movie of it, and it's releasing next week. And the greatest thing is, it's for the first time ever that there's a movie in the world which doesn't show mountain biking or Ironman, any other sport. It shows adventure racing. In the movie, it's 4 people trekking, cycling, running. And so, of course, great publicity for our sport, and hopefully everybody will then know it is. And it's a family movie. Of course, the big story is the dog. And that's it. Just to give you an idea, opening ceremony, the municipality of partners is always part of our branding. And this is a little bit of our world champs, a little bit of our opening and closing functions, and that is part of opening and closing. We make sure it's always a beautiful, wonderful affair. And I'll make sure to get myself a locally made dress. As you can see, I had my African dress on there, and I'll make sure I'll get something here to make sure we represent the country here in Namibia as well. Okay, on that note, that is us. This is short in a nutshell. I know some of you might want to look a little bit stiff, and I don't know if you want to show them. Some of our gentlemen at the back want to see a little bit of where the route will go. And that's it. You can have a...
And with that, we have come to the end of this week's edition of Tourismus Namibia. Be sure to join me, Jemima Ndebele, again next week, same time, same place. Until then, stay adventurous.